Wilson, ready to get started? Call to order. Roll call.
Mayor Reeves. Here. Ms. Thompson.
Here.
Ms. Stadishore.
Here.
Ms. Reeves.
Here.
Mr. Patterson. Here. Ms. Gross.
Here.
Mr. Donahue.
Here.
President Stewart.
Here. Update on some previous items that were discussed. The Pennsylvania DEP 567 grant for recycling technical assistance. Kate Ferry has reported to me that she had submitted a final copy of the report, both to the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, as well as she sent one to me for review. And I have invited her to our next council meeting, which is the 13th of April, so that she can present that report officially and formally in front of Borough Council. So I will make sure that she is part of the presentations, which she is, for next week's meeting. A quick update on the PA Department of Environmental Protection 902 Municipal Recycling Grant Program. The recycling carts have been delivered. We've got a bay and a half of recycling carts down in the old firehouse. Jeaner is scheduled to begin distribution to the community the week of the 13th of April, so we'll start putting all of the cans out on the 13th, and the target is to have all of the cans delivered to coincide with Earth Day, which is the 20th of April. The collection truck is scheduled to be retrofitted with the automatic cart tippers on the 14th, and council is in the process of receiving price quotes for a new collection vehicle. And as previously discussed, we're looking at probably a 6-month lead time. So it will be a 2016 budgetary item, and we'll just have to make that decision whether we want to make that purchase in the first, second, or third quarter of 2016. Tim, now that we're underway with making some of the purchases under this grant, I know the trash cans came in right around the $50,000 mark. We can start submitting to the DEP for reimbursement, or maybe you're telling me we already have submitted to the DEP for reimbursement.
We can start.
We can start?
Yeah.
I believe, and you might want to check with Joe, the credit application that we filled out with the folks from Toter, who were the manufacturers of the cart, I believe those terms of payment allow us the time to submit to the DEP and hopefully receive money back from the DEP before the borough has to cut the check in the full amount.
Okay.
But just double check with Joe on what those terms were for payment.
Okay. I think I have that copy of that application myself. Okay.
Council, any questions about where we stand with either the 902 grant or the 567 grant for recycling? Moving on, an update on the Consolidated Collective Bargaining Agreement. It is still, the Consolidated Agreement is still under review by FOP 27's legal counsel. To give a little bit of clarification, Councilman Donahue, is there's two particular items that the police department is concerned with. There's been some changes, and I believe it's state statute changes for the killed in service benefits, and there's also a change, and I believe this is another state mandated change in the way the survivor benefit reads for the pension plan. Lieutenant Purdy has forwarded me a copy of a ordinance that the borough was preparing, I want to say back in 2012, which was never acted upon, and I have sent that to our legal counsel to review. And I believe the best course of action that we've got is to allow the attorneys to continue to communicate back and forth between the two parties, and that we will table the scheduling of the police committee until the 3rd of June, which is the next regularly scheduled committee meeting for the police committee.
Will our council be there?
No,
Can they be?
not to a committee meeting. purpose of the committee meeting is so that the committee can make a recommendation to all of council. Certainly can't take any action to accept or approve anything in a committee meeting.
So we can discuss all the changes with whoever the lawyer is.
Right. The committee will. The committee will discuss the changes with the lawyer, and then it's the committee's responsibility to bring those recommendations and findings back to the council body as a whole.
On the third,
Yes.
if the council was there, we could talk to them there. Where are we going to talk?
Excuse me?
Where are we going to talk to the council?
The police committee is the one that will coordinate with the attorneys, and the police committee will bring the information back to Borough Council as a whole. You know, if you feel more comfortable with having one of the attorneys come and present it in front of council, we can do that as well.
No, I just mean for the committee.
But
I haven't talked to our council.
when you say council, maybe we're talking two different
Our
councils.
attorneys or whoever you're sending.
Legal counsel or Borough Council?
Legal.
Legal counsel will be on the 3rd, yes. I was misunderstanding. I thought you were talking about all of Borough Council being there. I apologize. Any update or any questions on the consolidated collective bargaining agreement? The clock has been fixed. The only thing left to do on the clock is to repair the headers. Councilman Patterson, I know that you wanted to take a look at it and see if you've got enough woodworking skills to sand down the back of the blistered paint, do a little bit of prime job on it. Is that something that you want to undertake?
Yeah, I have it handled.
You have it handled?
Yep.
Terrific.
I'm already scraping it.
You're already scraping her down?
Yep. Okay, man.
You want me to give you a price tag on what you've saved the borough by doing your own woodworking?
Nah, I think it'll
Very
hurt.
nice.
The estimate that I received from the clock company to replace those headers was $10,000.
Oh my God. What? This is great. Okay.
Well, what they're doing is that, you know, understanding when the clock was originally erected, they have wooden headers.
Right.
The wooden headers don't necessarily stand the weather as well as composite headers, so they are now a fiberglass or a cast metal.
Oh, because I did polyurethane them too.
Yeah,
That's
no,
really cool.
it's a cast
Already
metal
built in?
now.
Oh, it's cast metal,
The
okay.
mayor actually went to a machine shop and had them priced out, and I believe you're looking at like $1,500, $2,000 a header as well.
Right.
So keep up the good work there,
We'll make it look good.
Bob Vila.
If you have a nice stencil pattern.
But the clock does look nice. If anybody's had an opportunity, especially during the nighttime hours, the LEDs have a nice little pop to them, and you know, it's nice to be able to go by the borough clock and actually see what the time it is, as opposed to 5 after 4. Unfortunately, we don't have any movement at this time on the creation of a new fire truck fund. Still waiting on the volunteer fire department to pull or tug or push the old pumper truck out of the garage, give it a hose down, take some pictures, and once I get those pictures and specs, we'll move forward with getting that truck up on the municibid.com website. And review of the council committees and citizen committees. Tim, I owe you an email with the updated committee list and when the meeting schedule is going to be, so that you can advertise that accordingly in the paper.
Yeah, we have the rec schedule.
The rec schedules, but not the others.
Right, yeah.
Councilman, am I forgetting anything that we've previously discussed? Public forum. Nothing on the board, but I will open it up if anybody has anything to bring forward with public forum. And with...
Amy has a question. The trash cans, you're giving one to everybody? Can you
Yes.
purchase a second one if you need it? Or can you still use the other one, the old one that you have?
I think that's something the council just needs to discuss. We purchased 1,100 trash cans. That was kind of the best number to have on minimizing what your shipping costs were going to be. That does allow us some extra trash cans, and I think we just need to discuss internally, whether you want to put those trash cans out for purchase.
But if you have one, I have one, I'm using my old one and the new one.
Why just have a regular trash can?
Yeah.
I can
As
still
long as
use
it has
that.
the recycling
Yeah.
sticker on it, you
Alright.
can still use
The
it.
key here is if, the participation is key. Gina and the Public Works folks are not going to not pick up your recyclable material because it doesn't show up in the trash can. The purpose of the recycling cards is to promote participation by everybody. What we're planning on doing is every card is stamped with a serial number. We're going to put a identification sticker tag on every cart that's going to have the street number and the street name. And Tina's going to maintain a spreadsheet and a database that this way here, if the sticker gets pulled off, you can always go back and look at the serial number, which is embossed, to determine who belongs to the trash can. But I think there's going to be extra trash cans available if a resident wants to purchase a second one. They would be made available.
Recycling containers.
Recycling.
Plus, they mean recycling container, right?
Did I say trash can?
That's,
Oh. How many times did I say trash can?
great.
Great. Recycling, like recycling cart, recycling cart, recycling cart.
Acting chief recycling cart.
I did say Katy Perry, not Katy Perry, so I did okay there.
You haven't spoken to Ed yet tonight.
Action items for next council meeting. Council will take action on the treasurer's report. Also take action on the cash receipts and disbursements journal. I'll also be present for the code enforcement report. Chief, please be prepared for the police report, as well as to get your schedule together for May of 2015. I can't believe we will be into May here shortly. And April, yes. And then the fire report. Did miss, thank you, Mr. Vicente, for getting the meeting minutes together. We've got a circulation of the regular meeting minutes for March of 2015, and we will be taking action on accepting those minutes at next meeting. Any other action items that we believe we need to take at next meeting, Council? Upcoming public meetings and events. The third annual Bulldog Dash is Saturday the 11th. Dave, you said that the firehouse had volunteered to distribute some flyers through the neighborhood?
On Wednesday.
On Wednesday? And your recreational meeting is Tuesday the 21st, correct?
Correct.
Any other meetings or events that I may have missed? Doing excellent with time. General updates, we do have an executive session of council scheduled for 6 o'clock on Monday the 13th. And our regular council meeting will be held on the 13th at 7 o'clock. And Vice President Reeves, you do have prayer. Presentation scheduled for next meeting.
We have to add something here.
Okay.
Superintendent Leanne Wenzel will be here to, the school district got they got an award for School of Distinction, which has to do with their iPods and them being electronically, they're like #1. They had like the highest rating, it was like an 87.9. So she's going to be coming here to explain.
What is it called? School of Excellence?
School of Distinction.
School of Distinction.
I'll email it to you.
Schools from other states are calling it.
Is that the district or this? Or
School district, our
School
district.
district.
Yep. So she will be here to explain the whole program.
I'll call iPads and Education.
Calling
Yep.
from other states.
I'll send you the thing so you can
Okay.
have it, the right terminology.
Councilwoman Tatasciore. March is Women's History Month, correct?
Yes,
And the essay contest is complete in the school,
yes it is.
and we will be prepared next month to recognize the winners.
Yes, we are.
And as previously discussed, Kate Ferry from our KRF Environmental will be present to present the final report for our Recycling Technical Assistance Grant Program. Any other presentations? I will update the meeting minutes accordingly with Leanne. And if it's okay with council, I'll let Leanne go first, followed by the awards for the children.
I think so, that we should capture more people if we let them go first. People, because you're gonna,
Yep.
you'll do a recess in between.
Yep.
We also have a representative from Young Ones coming in.
Young Lungs,
Yep.
that'll be next month,
Next Monday.
next Monday. Do you know the name?
Probably.
Email it to me.
Yes.
Roundtable discussion. Councilwoman Thompson.
I don't have anything, but I did want to thank you for that, handling that problem at Walmart.
Oh, no problem.
It was right away.
But
Appreciate it.
It's kind of, we have an ongoing issue with Walmart, that I want to tell council about executive session, trying to resolve.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Tatasciore. You're good?
Good.
Vice President Reeves.
Good. Hope everybody had a nice Easter.
Councilman Patterson.
I'm good.
Councilwoman Gross.
I'm great. But I did hear some good news. Oh, I didn't have good news, but someone informed me that Melissa's house was going up for auction. Yeah, farmhouse. On National Avenue.
Nobody in her family wants it.
Yeah.
And it's been for sale for so long. And
Couple
parents
years.
looks at it for the house and stuff.
Yeah,
Sad.
yeah.
It's coming up for auction.
And the contents of the house are talking.
Besides,
Well,
It's on the
it is
history
for
rolls.
I know, it's besides the one in the village, you know.
It's sad. She's not doing too well, I think, and that's why they're getting on it
Yeah.
now, for her medical bills.
So that need a lot of work done to it.
Yeah, yeah. It's added on and added on.
Yeah, and then, the roof spray, was it the roof leaking?
Roof.
Take a leak and see.
No, they're ready for.
Or maybe somebody to buy it and, you know,
It's
that
sad.
have money.
They're so nice too, they're such great people.
Councilman Donohue. Before I jump to the mayor, we have a court proceeding on the 9th, correct, with the Boys Club? Did you get an opportunity to get some of the estimates?
Get two waiting for them, they should be in this week.
They'll be in this week?
Yeah, I'm trying to go up with Dallas to get a couple of, who he recommended, because he knows all the firms. But everybody was,
Can you forward the ones that you did get? What did you get estimates for?
I'm hoping, the guy I called today, he said he's nailed it here,
Okay.
so hopefully it's in.
What did you get estimates for so far? The doors?
All of it.
Oh, all of it?
HVAC guys do the air conditioners,
Okay,
and then I had another guy walk through the whole thing.
okay. All right.
And we do it in pieces.
All right. And I know you,
I sent the Jim's a list for him.
okay.
I told the other guy that, you know, he recommended replacement.
I know you're working off the iPhone, so if it's easier to meet one day this week, Sean would like to have an opportunity to review our estimates for repairs and forward that accordingly to the opposing counsel so that they have an opportunity to see it before we walk in the courtroom. So if you get time tomorrow sometime maybe, or
It's good, like I said, it's teaser, isn't it?
Question, real fast. Are they gonna be all exit doors, right? Ones leading
Yeah.
into, yeah, we don't want handles outside.
Yeah, I already checked that.
Okay.
if you get some time tomorrow, just call me and let me know. I'm in Allentown tomorrow, so I could probably make an early afternoon of it. I don't know what your work schedule is. 3:30? Mayor,
I am good.
I got a little
Chief
bit,
Macheski?
I got a little bit of information. First, I'm proud to say we finally received our prescription drop boxes down in the lobby. So please, if you have any unused prescriptions in your household, get rid of them safely. Put them in a drop box. Don't flush them down the toilet. Every once in a while, a guy from DA's office comes and empties the box. Please don't put syringes in there. We don't want anyone getting stuck. This is a good opportunity for our municipality. We don't want to lose it. The other thing coming up is Wednesday, April 29th at 6 p.m. The Ridley High School's sponsoring, it's called a NOTE program, which is Narcotics Overdose Prevention and Education Seminar. I'm a spokesperson for the organization. It's from Holcomb Behavioral Institute, puts on the show. In order for me to become a spokesperson with this department, I had to go to some of the presentations, I had to read some of the storylines and go over how they give the presentation. I would encourage anyone who has children or anyone in their family has a drug addiction to attend the program. It provides you a lot of information. It tells you about drug abuse, tells you about prescription abuse, signs of abuse, addiction, parenting strategies, how children cover up their abuse, and more important, it gives you several resources to find help for your situation. And I want to tell you, if you sit there and you listen to the parents and grandparents of these children, you'll start crying. It's sad, and if it can happen to them, it can happen to anybody. So I encourage everyone to attend the program. And that's April 29th, 6:30 p.m. at Ridley High School. We're going to be advertising that on Code Red. We're going to advertise that on the Eddystone channel, and I'm going to give the link to Mr. Stewart to put on our web address.
What was the date of that again, Chief?
It is Wednesday, April 29th at 6:30 p.m. And also, there's a separate seminar that goes to all high school and middle school children, unless the parents opt out. That is on the 28th, and I'll be attending those lectures also.
Are they during a day for the kids?
Yes, the parents, there's a news release that's coming out to the parents, and if you want your child to attend, there's an opt-out sheet. You can either get from the school or up here at the borough office. So and just submit the opt-out sheet. Your child doesn't have to attend the seminar. But the seminar for the parents is very different from the seminar for the kids.
And that's at Ridley High, right?
Yes.
Ridley High. So Ridley High, 29th of April, 6:30.
I'll send you the news release so you can put it on the website. The other thing is just touch base again on the dash. It's from 9 to 10. The firehouse is going to hand out the pamphlets to anyone who resides on the course. We're also going to put a notification out on Code Red to all the residents. SEPTA's already been notified of any potential traffic delays, and last 2 years we haven't had any incidents. The residents are fine with it. If we do have any traffic, we try to move them up and down the alleyway for that 1 hour during nights. So I encourage everyone to come out for that too. Some guys from the police department have a little team together. They're going to be running. I'll be running with them, and we'll see what happens. That's all, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Could I ask a quick question?
Sure.
The apartment building that burned out on Eddystone Avenue has got some newer wood construction on the top. Would it be possible to have somebody find out and report at the next meeting what the status of that is? Is that did somebody make a token gesture at rehabilitating that building and then just stop, or is there? Could we find out what
My
the status
understanding
is?
is the building was purchased. It's been purchased for some time. The owner has now moved forward with submitting all of his rehabilitation plans. Those plans have been approved through our borough engineer, Catania, and the permits have all been issued to Dallas for what you see right now, which is the beginning phases of reconstruction or rehabilitation, depending on how damaged portions of the property were. Mr. Catania is scheduled to be here next week, as well as Dallas, and both of those individuals can speak a little bit more in depth of exactly what the final plans for that building are. But they are underway with making sure that that building is once again habitable And I don't know what the timeline is for the completion of construction, but I would think this time next year that building would be completely occupied again.
It would be good to see a roof on it. You know, that way we know it's not deteriorating further.
That's what they're doing now, is putting
Okay.
walls on so that we can go on top
Great.
of that.
Good.
I know there were some reports weeks ago that, you know, some folks were hanging out in the building, but I believe now that has been secured, the fencing is all up in place, and the fact that you've got workers there almost on a daily basis is going to stop that
Good.
activity. Mr. Duffy, anything?
Sir.
Mr. Presente? Two quick things. Number one, we'll start getting some more stories up on the website. It's been a couple weeks since I've sent an update or pushed an update out the door. It definitely is on my to-do list. So we'll start getting some stories out on the website, especially the information about the NOPE program. And Ed, you said you're part of the speaking?
Yeah, I have
one of the
a
presenters now?
20-minute presentation in each section.
Thank you for getting involved in that type of activity. I know it's
No problem. We can do all the drug enforcement in the world, but you got to provide some education and provide some treatment options also.
Council, we're in receipt of a letter dated the 24th of March 2015 from Thaddeus Kirkland, our state representative of the 159th District. Representative Kirkland wanted to pass along that House Resolution 95 for the 2015 section of the House of Representatives is designated April 13th through April 17th, 2015 as Local Government Week, and in particular April 15th, 2015 is considered Local Government Day in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and Representative Kirkland wanted to pass along his thanks to all of the members of Borough Council for his gratitude, or his gratitude for our service in local government. So I just wanted to pass that along, and I'll make some copies, scan it, and send it to all of council. And the last thing I do have is that at 6 o'clock this evening there was a meeting of the Eddystone Civil Service Commission. That meeting was follow-up to the hearing regarding the discharge of William Connor on the 9th of December 2013, and it was the decision of the Civil Service Commission to affirm the action of council for the action that we took to discharge Mr. Connor. There is another meeting of the Civil Service Commission scheduled for, did Mr. Riley say 6 o'clock on the 20th? Yes. So Monday the 20th of April at 6 o'clock, and that meeting would be the findings of fact and conclusion of law. Basically, this evening's meeting was the commission voting to affirm council's action, and this will be a detailed outline of the reasons why the commission decided to take that action, or take that position. Any other business?
We don't know when that'll be made public, though, right? When it's, or after tonight's meeting is public.
Which portion of the public? What are you talking about?
The civil service transcript.
Oh, the transcripts? I would believe it probably won't be until after the 20th. You know, I think they need to close the case out, and at that point in time, then the document will become public knowledge. Or public record. Any other business this evening? May I have a motion to adjourn, please? Meeting adjourned.